Hi, and welcome to Geno's Picks. I know, 2-2 again last week, but still 38-18 on the year, 26-6 coming off the spread, so we got a good week coming up. I feel pretty good. But first, you know what really grinds my gears? Me. You've come to deserve a certain level and expect that level from me. And this is the first week I've dipped under 70%. And I know I've made mistakes. I bet on Bill Belichick in December. Does anyone remember last year? Come December, Bill Belichick is like your girlfriend. He doesn't give a fuck about your money. And I slipped and I gave 7.5 points on Sunday. I'm so very fuck you. I'm sorry, but we've got 4 winners here. I got a great feeling. I got the Drew Brees jerseys on, and it's Christmas a time of giving, so let's take the points they're giving and let's get to Geno's Picks. Got some paper. Yeah, this is not friggin' desperation. It's cool confidence. My first pick, the Ravens are giving 2 to the Steelers in Baltimore. What happens when the immovable object meets the immovable objects? These are 2 great defenses, led by Ed Reed and Troy Polamalu. These guys are amazing. Even if you get the ball when you're near them, they'll probably pry it out of your hands. The last time I saw this much violent stripping, I was watching a Lil Wayne video. So who do you go with? The veteran quarterback in the power running game? No, because the Steelers are banged up. And in their 3 losses this year, the running game sputtered. What do you think is going to happen when they go into Baltimore, face the Ravens D, and the fact that friggin' Mewelde Moore and Willie Parker are banged up? Those guys are going to get stuffed at the line harder than the girls that auditioned for that Lil Wayne video. You know who I like? Joe Flacco under the tutelage of Cam Cameron. He's been blowing up. 7-1 in his last 8 games. 12 TDs, only 3 interceptions. And in the Game 4 loss to the Steelers, they were young. They didn't know how to win. And they do now. And look for this guy to have a big game. LaRon McClain, who was a power running back in the game against Pittsburgh in Week 4. He ran all over him. The last McClain to give black guys this much trouble was Bruce Willis in Die Hards 2 and 3. Look for him to keep coming at him like McClain and to play explosively. Take the Ravens and give the 2 points. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. The Packers are giving 1.5 to the Jaguars in Jacksonville. Every week, the Jaguars watch what was supposed to be such a promising season slide further and further away. And every week, another embarrassing nail is driven into their coffin. But hey, Jack Del Rio, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. No team could or should have to overcome what they have witnessed in the tragedy that is Richard Collier. From Week 1 all the way through December, which it is now, they had to face this. And now, at the time of the holidays, they're not thinking about football. They're thinking about Collier, his family, and of course their family. There's a fine line between life and death, and no Jaguar can tell you more about fine lines other than Matt Jones. You know, he is suspended this week for his cocaine use, and it didn't matter. Who was going to throw him the ball anyway? David Garrard and his bust of a season? If you'd like to know more about David Garrard this year, just Google the word failure. It'll come up with his picture, and it will also say, "Are you sure you didn't mean Norv Turner?" Regardless, I just don't think they have it left in them to play well. And on the flip side, Aaron Rodgers is still campaigning to prove that he was the right choice as Brett Favre fumbles through what is December. The Packers are a circus on the road, but I like them this week. Take the Pack and lay the 1.5. Which brings me to my lock of the week. The Titans are giving 3 to the Texans in Houston as of today. I think that line's going to go up. Everyone's like, the Titans have nothing to play for. How about home field advantage throughout the playoffs? Well, they're going to get it eventually. Yeah, they're going to get it this week because they're a great team with an incredible coach. Yeah, but the Texans are really good. Yeah, they've won their last 3 against Cleveland, Jacksonville, and Green Bay. A combined 13-26. Wow, fasten your seatbelt. I give full props to the Texans. They're a good team, but let's face it, the Titans are playing great. And you know what's awesome? They got the loss out of the way. The Patriots, I don't care what you say, worried about it all year last year till it cost them the Super Bowl. So that's one thing. And more importantly, that loss knocked them from the media. Now, who's the best team in football? It was the Giants, then it was the Steelers, and now it's the Panthers. Fisher loves it. No attention. All he has to do is focus on football. And I'll tell you something else. The Titans are healthy. I like the Texans to play well early, but the Titans' defense is a little bit stronger than the defenses of Cleveland, Jacksonville, and Green Bay that they faced. And their offense has gotten used to people being soft on them. And what happens when you get used to people being soft on you? Just ask OJ. You think you're unbeatable until you find yourself shocked and locked up. Take the Titans. Give the 3 in Houston. Which brings me to my Double Your Money Monday Night Bet, or as I like to call it, get back in the black with Santa this year. The Eagles are giving 2 touchdowns to the Browns in Philly on Monday night. Will the real Philly offense please stand up? Is it the offense that has beaten 2 division winners in the past 2 weeks? Or is it the offense that got killed by the Ravens and tied the Bengals 2 weeks before that? I don't know. But I do know the Browns are not the team they were the past 2 Monday nights they played. They're 3 quarterbacks down the depth chart. Romeo Crennel is playing out the string, and as bad as he is, he may not be the worst football coach in Ohio. Friggin' Marvin Lewis should get Cleveland's head coaching job. He's kept them out of last place all year. I don't know who Lewis and his buddy have pictures of, but the only people in the history of Ohio to have been fucked more than football fans by Lewis and Crennel are the Indians by Lewis and Clark. Crennel has lost his team. They're talking about replacing him with Schottenheimer, who was run out of town 20 years ago. So the team has quit on him, and that filters down onto the field. The play is awful. And couple that with the fact that Dorsey, last week against the Titans, fared terrible against the pass rush. You think the defensive coordinator, Jim Johnson, stud for the Eagles, won't do the same? Trust me, Jim Johnson will have more eager men stampeding at Dorsey than Clay Aiken's tour bus. The Browns have no fight left in them, and Reed and McNabb want to prove they can still make the postseason. Take the Eagles and give the 2 TDs. Those are Geno's picks.